folks, my name is Tom Vasel. Welcome to Week in Review. Week in Review is where we go back over the past week and tell you about the reviews that we did. And you might say, Vasel, you didn't do any reviews last week. You were busy moving in your new studio. You're right. But I didn't do a Week in Review last week, so I need to get that done. So this is actually not for last week, but for the week before that and the week before that. So 2 weeks worth of reviews. But these are quick snippets. If you're interested in them and you want to learn more about the game, we'll have links in the comments and you can go there and watch the full review. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Hey everybody, this is Z Garcia. Here's what's new. We put out a new best of the month highlighting some new to us games that are fantastic. Go check that out. I did a Blue Moon comparison between Blue Moon, the original printing in English, and Blue Moon Legends, the newer printing. So see that as well. I also just did a review of Blue Moon Legends a week or two ago, so check that out. And then as far as reviews, I did Balloon Pop, which is a dice rolling push your luck Yahtzee style game. Very simple, really tiny, could be a good stocking stuffer, but it's very, very light. I also reviewed 30 Carats, a bartering game with some gems and those gems having hidden values. It's got clever mechanisms, but the information flow is a little too slow, and I find the game has a lot of guesswork, so I wouldn't really recommend that one. I also reviewed Zoo Police, a cute animal-themed guessing sort of game, which is clever. It's interesting. It's a nice set collection game, but it's nothing new and certainly nothing revolutionary. It's also only 3 or 4 players, which is quite limiting. I reviewed the latest expansion to Elder Signs, Omens of the Deep, and this one's great. It continues the trend towards thematic expansions for Elder Signs, and what it adds is a lot like the last expansion, Omens of Ice, but it's clever and strong, so I recommend it. And then lastly, Pyramids, put out by Yellow, is a real clever card building, sort of, you're building a pyramid by drafting cards, laying them sort of like tiles in front of you. But the systems are straightforward, clean, but work well. Scoring is really where this game is at, because how you put these cards together is very important. I would recommend you go check out that review, and I recommend the game itself. So that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Week in Review. This is 2 weeks late, basically, so we're going to have 2 weeks of videos, so let's get to it. First of all, I was able to do a Throat Punch Lunch a couple weeks ago. Great segments on that show. I'm really proud of it. I know I'm biased, but it is a fun show to watch. The contributors really do a superb job on putting their segments together, so go check out that Throat Punch Lunch. And then we also did 2 top 10 videos. These are the first 2 ones in my Game Mechanisms series of top 10 lists, where I did co-op games and variable player power games. So 10 games each on those lists. So go check those out. I also did a review for a game called Exposed from Overworld Games. A neat little deduction game, kind of simple, fun, but simple. And so go check that out. I liked it, but probably won't hit the table very often. Also did a informational video on Slaughter Ball teams, Team Katana and Team Legion, 2 teams that are available that you can kind of spruce up your Slaughter Ball base game with. It comes with new dice, new board, all this kind of stuff. So go check that out. It's really neat. And more of those coming as well. And we also did 2 Battling Brushes videos. Rob and I are continuing our series with Blood Bowl. And the first one we did was the Orc Throwers and the Human Catchers. And then the second video that we did, the last one for Blood Bowl, we went through some different basing techniques. And I also showed you how I painted the Orc Blitzer. So that is it from me. See you guys on the flip side.
Mas Mora, a dungeon crawl of sorts. Each player controls 1 hero. You're rolling dice and doing the actions that are in a dice, such as walking through the dungeon, attacking, picking locks, and you're playing treasure cards to screw with the opponent. For me, it was a nice idea that just didn't deliver. I call this Meh Mora.
Hey everyone, I'm Spencer.
I'm Laura, and we're Married with Board Games. This week we took a look at Duco, a colorful abstract strategy game from Henrik Larsson.
Basically, in this game, you're just playing down cards to match colors and shapes. You get points based on how many matches you make, and that's about it. Not much to it.
So, based on that, we didn't have that much fun with it, and we gave it a 5.
It's Roy Canady from Epic Gaming Night, and this week me and my co-host Rob took a look at the Uncanny X-Force Fast Forces from Marvel HeroClix. This is a little set of HeroClix that has 6 figures in it. I've played HeroClix since it came out, off and on for a long time, and this was his first time ever playing HeroClix. So make sure to check out the review to see our opinions on the Fast Forces set, and then also make sure to check out Favorite Game Fridays. We're always posting every Friday of different topics that our contributors are excited about. So make sure to check that out, and we'll see you next time.
Hey everyone, Tim Jeanette the Metal Meeple here, and this week on the Dice Tower I reviewed 2 different games, the first being Zpocalypse 2. I thought it was a very fun survival zombie horror game, and I like the day-night system the best, where you prepare in the day and then fight zombies at night, and the action point system was really, really fun. I highly recommend it if you're a fan of zombies. The second game I took a look at was Fruit Ninja, the card game. It's an older game based on the Fruit Ninja mobile series, and this is an excellent pressure luck style card game. It's not very deep, it's very light, it's family friendly, and I thought it was best with 2 players. So anyway, till next time, keep on rocking and rolling dice.
Hey everyone, I'm Spencer.
I'm Laura, and we're Married with Board Games. This week we reviewed the cooperative deck building game Venomous Assault from Spyglass Games that looks and feels like G.I. Joe or other comic books of that style.
We really enjoyed the game and recommend it to anyone who's interested in the theme or is looking for a different take on deck building.
We've rated it a 7.5 and give it a seal of approval.
And for me, okay, first of all, we have Chocobo Crystal Hunt, which is awful. I mean, it's dreck. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, the only good thing about playing Chocobo Crystal Hunt, which is worse than Go Fish, is that it made me go back and play Final Fantasy Tactics, which is the greatest computer game of all time. So there's that, but still, bleh. Snatch, this is a quick speed game that I guess has a play on spoons to some degree, but just doesn't really cut it as a good game at all, sorry. Then we have Flip City Frontiers. This is a standalone expansion to Flip City. I like Flip City a lot. This expansion itself didn't do as much for me because it felt slower and more boring. If you take the cards and stick them in the original game, it's fine, but by itself, I just found it not as fascinating as the original game. Then we have Kingsport, the card game. I was really pumped about this one. Where you roll dice and you get these elder gods and you use them to get more elder gods in one of these dice games. But honestly, it was very, very like you roll dice and this is the thing you take. What do? You're going to get the cards you get. So I found it too straightforward. And then we have Dayun, which is about going down a river or canal system and you're building the canals. It's a big Euro game with drafting of cards and playing these cards with actions. But it's kind of a muddled mess, and it's not that interesting. There's all these different actions, but they're basically just put some tiles on the board and see what happens. Did not like it. Then we have Blend Off. Now this one was fun. It's a fast game of rolling dice as quick as you can to get these different ingredients so you can make these blends. That's a silly, fun, fast game. Some Bubble Fever. This is a Disney-based game. It looks bad, but really it's a game where you're playing cards down almost like not a Dutch Blitz style. You're putting cards and then you can claim a pile of cards. It teaches kids some good decisions, has some cute little artwork on it. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. Horde, this is a game that I'm recommending for kids, not for adults. It's just a roll move memory game. I don't think they'll like it, but I think kids will like it as you try not to wake the dragon and collect sets of treasure. Then we have Squirrel Rush, where you're moving a squirrel around trying to get as many nuts as you can. The basic game is okay, but when you play the advanced game where you can play the different action cards at the right time, it's a little thinky, but also a filler. Easy, just trying to figure out the best way to move your squirrel and get nuts. Then we have Dice Masters Defenders. This is based on the Defenders, except there's no Daredevil in it, but it's a kind of a starter pack, and that's it, so no randomness. So I think people will like that. Some very solid, great cards in that one. Then we have Mole Rats in Space. This is a cooperative game for children from Matt Leacock, the king of this, who made Pandemic and other games. And this game is just a really neat one for kids. It offers only a couple choices, basically one choice per turn, but it helps you work together as a team trying to help the mole rats escape. Then we have Coal Baron, the card game. I never actually played Coal Baron, the board game, but the card game was a lot of fun. A worker placement game, cards all over the place. It might as well have been a board game. As you get different coals, load them up on trains, then get these. There's lots of different ways to get points. The way you place workers was fascinating. You need to place a worker or one higher than someone else. Really a little cutthroat even to a bit. I thought it was good. Multiple paths to victory. Fun game. And then finally, King of Tokyo Cthulhu. This is a special pack for King of Tokyo where you can add Cthulhu as a monster, well, to King of Tokyo or King of New York, but he also came with a whole bunch of extra content like Cultists, where monsters can get them and eat them for health or what have you. Very fun and entertaining, and I look forward to future packs from them. So that is Week in Review. Hey, I'll see you guys next week. Until then, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.